go. That's how you start a stream. Anyway, good evening, Doc Sean. Good evening, chat. Sorry, we had a tiny minor glitch. It's been sorted out now. Everything's better. How are you doing, Doc Sean? I'm gonna leave soon if Mork says as soon as Mork says hello. Well, exactly. There we go. That's for Whistler. That's not Cliff Whistler. Oh man, my chair is busted. I'm not. It's honestly killing the crap out of me. It's not staying up. It's like very low like this and properly annoying the living. Anyway,
oh my god. I should raise funds for a new chair. Just joking. No. Just take the piss. That's not how we roll.
Yeah, no, we don't roll like that.
We'll bitch about it. We'll just bitch about it for as long as possible.
Evening chat. How is everybody doing this fine young evening? I hope everybody's having a wonderful good time. Just quickly, just want to get one thing sorted here. Oh, just a busy day today. Maybe if you just quickly want to check one or two comments, Sean, while I just grabbed this.
Go Stomp, I can't promise that. I do have a whole bunch of like random one-liners to drop, which is just like random facts. But if Ronaldo's going to be a cunt to me, I'm going to sulk and bitch and moan like a little bitch. That's just my right as an individual, just to moan and complain. Because
I mean, come on, let's be honest. You guys watch us because we moan about the world. Honestly,
exactly.
This is why you watch us.
And yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, it was technically my fault.
I do want to ask one thing, chat. Can you guys let me know when I talk and Sean talks at the same time? Does my VO dip a bit, or does it not do that anymore? Because I've fixed a whole bunch of audio things. I was watching the last stream we did on Monday night, and it seems like my audio dips a bit every now and again, and it annoys the crap out of me. So talk while I'm talking. Say something, Darth Sean. Just while I'm talking, just talk over me or something. Oh, please, come on.
Okay. All right. Blah blah. Suck it. I don't really want to be a fuck. Why am I doing this? I can do better things to do. We should get a sound guy.
I know. Test it. I did test it. Does it sound okay?
I don't know. Does it? Like, I'm not the one. Like, we gotta ask the chat. Like, we gotta wait till they respond. And knowing them, they're probably not gonna type anything now just to be a dick.
Yes,
I watched to see George's. I watched to see Sean's happy face. Aww, thank you.
That's really nice. Listen, we don't have a lot of time because Renaldo will be joining us this evening. As soon as he's done with his stream, probably just after 8. I have to quickly get through.
Is he going to join? Are you sure he's going to join?
Yes, he's going to join. I can't hear you. Arbart, don't do that, mother. Like, for real or not? Pro streamer. Thanks, Whistler. I'm a real streamer.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Also looks like a young Superman. Jan van
Oh my God, sea cucumber, motherfucker.
Why? Is it when I read something wrong? I knew it was sea cucumber was every time I read something wrong.
How is it? How did you get Superman out of Saruman? How did you read that wrong?
I just glossed over it. That's what I do. That's what
just proves once again that you don't read the comments. You just kind of go,
That's exactly what I do. This chair is killing me. Right. So, quickly, I just need to jump into this really fast, really well. Here we go. So, I don't know if you guys remember, last Monday night we chatted about the ICE protest, or the ICE riots is what we can call them now. This was the catalyst, and I just wanted to quickly just play it again. We saw this happen. Terrible incident. Pushes a bunch of people. He's got a gun on him, and he's dealing with. And apparently, this wasn't ICE. So if you don't know, apparently this was Homeland Security. It wasn't ICE itself. It was a different division, and there's reasons to why they're here, and it's not specifically ICE doing it. They were called in as backup. And then we chatted about a bunch of the stuff. why exactly these things happened. We had some theories on it. But I'd like to just quickly expand on one or two of those things.
Before you carry on, did you see the clip of what is that one woman that said, she made comments, this guy is like the type of person you want to introduce to your daughter. He's such a stand-up guy. Who was that woman?
That's coming. That's I think I've got it. It's coming.
She was like, she was talking about he's such a stand-up guy, and
you're not talking about this one. So, what's her name? Pocahontas.
I think so.
I think I've got Pocahontas.
All right.
So the question is going like, why did these things happen? Why are these people here? And this is one thing I'd like to answer. Yeah, I know it's deja vu, but AJM, I just want to quickly broach something. So we kind of had the question. This is one thing that we were asking when the three of us were talking, myself, Dr. Whistler, we're going, why are these people here? Or why are they here? They're here because of this. Watch this for 1 second.
If you are sick and tired of your government being ransacked by Donald Trump and his minions, literally taking away healthcare from your neighbors, stealing food off of the table from seniors and children, and generally being uncool with the fact that our neighbors are being disappeared, P.S. without due process, it is just called kidnapping, then show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line and use non-violent direct action.
I'm sorry, what was that? Do what? Put your body in the line.
On the line.
On the line and stop them from doing what the entire nation voted, with the will of the people, what democracy voted for. Insane, right? So this is one of those.
Action, which is one of the most important tools in our toolbox to say, I am not okay. I will not go silently into the night. I will join arms with my friends, with my neighbors, and with people who generally believe that folks should be able to afford their lives, should be treated with dignity and as human beings.
People who are there illegally.
Yeah, I stand behind this comment. Fuck yeah. Yes.
She's fucking, it's deep. Then I just wanted to show you this. So that resulted in the following. Resulted in stuff like this here. I hope this is not too loud.
Good for you. Don't move.
Put your hands in your pocket. Get your hands in your pocket.
You gotta move. I don't pose.
You know, that is another one. I'm gonna give it to you. It's this. Check this out quickly. I wanted to just quickly. Oh, hold on. I did a bad thing. So this is from way before it happened. So I just want to point out something. Do you notice something over here? That's the NYPD police that's there. Their job is to handle people on the ground. ICE's job is not to handle crowds. This is what the police is supposed to do. Did you notice that Alex thing happened? Did you notice he wasn't there? The police went there. The police went there for a specific reason. Now, these people are here stopping the will of the people. The democratic will of the United States was, so this would be almost tantamount to going, what's that thing like, you know, where they went to the Capitol and went like, you know, January 6th, like you didn't respect democracy. These people are not respecting democracy. You know what you can do? Next time the election comes around, you can vote for somebody else who didn't mandate this to happen. The other thing I quickly wanted to show you is this. So the thing is, and I heard this, we played the clip from John Mathan and said like, well, this Alex Pretty guy was there and he was just peacefully protesting. That's the vibe he was doing. He was there protesting. There's a First Amendment, like what is it? First Amendment right? Free speech to protest and stand and come out and go like he doesn't approve of this. The thing is, protesting doesn't allow you to impede. And again, I'm just going to play a short little clip of where we can just go over that. This is from
okay. Just my recommendation is don't speak over the video.
Okay, no, well, I won't. Sorry.
I'll point out why just now. I'm not going to say it now because otherwise you're going to fixate.
Okay.
Facts. CR facts, 100%. Sorry, are you playing the video?
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I thought...
Is that what you were doing? Like, I've been waiting for it. We've all been waiting for it. You've been watching it yourself.
Sorry, I thought I played it, and then you went facts, and I was watching it once. I didn't realize it wasn't on my screen share.
That's got to be a double Biden moment.
I take that. My bad.
Fran. Caroline, is it the White House's position that Americans have the right to show up to these ICE operations and film, document, or protest the law enforcement actions?
All Americans have a First Amendment constitutional right, of course, but Americans do not have a constitutional right to impede and obstruct lawful immigration enforcement operations. That is actually a crime, and it's something that we've seen taking place in the streets of Minneapolis, which again is leading to these dangerous circumstances that these federal law enforcement officers have been forced to work within. Fran.
So yeah, there it is. You're not allowed to impede. People are protesting ICE are not allowed to impede them. And there was this interesting thing I saw, and I thought I'd share this also with the team because it's weird to me. I thought about this. I thought about this the other day, and I'm going, why there? And we literally said it. You can go back, rewind the tape, go look what we said on Monday night. We're going, but why just in Minneapolis, right? ICE is not just in Minneapolis. ICE is in every state, so far, apparently the stats are the following. So far, the ICE has arrested and deported close to 500,000 people. That's nowhere close to what Obama did. Obama did, I think, 5 million. And if you go back and you see a bunch of other presidents, they did, I think it was who was it? 12 million for what's the dude's name? Bush. Obama. And Bill Clinton.
Bush, yeah.
Bill Clinton did apparently 20 million people deported. Now, the total stats for the USA is something like close to 2 million people. But apparently they said that 1.5 million people have deported themselves. So they went, oh shit, I heard this. I'm just gonna get out of the country because I know I'm here illegally, right? But then the thing is, why in Minneapolis? Why in Minneapolis? And here's something I want to quickly just play for you guys, which is quite interesting. I don't know if you guys have watched this, but yeah, this would be a good one to check out.
There's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on, and why riots only in Minneapolis, and why riots in the place where there's an ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered.
Coincidentally, right around the same time.
Exactly. Like instantaneously afterwards, the narrative completely changes. Everybody forgets about the fraud. Now all anybody cares about is ICE and fascists and Nazis.
Yeah.
And it's there's a, you know what a color revolution is?
Of course.
And for people that don't, it's a coordinated effort to cause chaos. And this is a very coordinated thing. The idea that this is an organic protest, these riots are organic, is nonsense. It's provably nonsense because now they have access to the Signal chats, so they know that these people.
Cam Higbee, by the way,
yes,
he's been on the front lines of this. The Crucible has been a big supporter of that effort. My channel. I will often snipe his coverage while it's going on, send my audience over to send in super chats in order to keep this guy going. I think that work is critical.
Yes.
It's critical work. And there's not that many people doing it anymore because of how dangerous it has become.
Yes.
And so I'm a big supporter of that. Doesn't mean I agree with everything he says politically, but what he's doing on the ground there needs to happen.
Right. You need to understand that this isn't organic, regardless of how you feel. I don't feel like that guy should have been shot, but I understand what happened. And what happened was chaos. So first of all, it wasn't ICE. People need to understand that. It was Customs Border Patrol people. So
I just wanted to play that short little clip, and then I wanted to play the following clip quickly, where they point out this following.
And so the mathematical formula works like this. the longer it is that protesters are engaging with federal officers whose job is not to do basic street cleanup of thugs, that's the local PD's job, the chances that there's an incident, which is going to be a bad incident, is going to occur. So basically, the longer you're there, the more attrition there is, the more engagements you have with these federal officers over time, eventually,
yes,
there's going to be something which is out of pocket that happens or something which is escalatory that happens, and they're banking on that. And that's why ICE is out in front of these, or not ICE, the Antifa people are still out in front of the ICE buildings in front of many states night after night after night. And it's designed specifically to make sure, it's just a math formula, right? The longer we're here and the less the local PD involves itself, the more chance of incident between federal officers and us.
You're knocking steel against flint.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
waiting for the fire.
You're waiting for sparks.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the one thing, and I found that really interesting. The fact that like this isn't just it's happening at one place, and it's happening there because the theory is obviously it's there to take away from the information that's going on, the stuff that's going on with like that Nick Shirley pointed out, all the fraud happening with the Somali thing, and that is an ungodly amount of money. I think they said something close to $20 billion in fraud. For one state, like for one place, or one city, Minneapolis, right? So all of a sudden this happens, and there's the signal chat, all the stuff going down. We found out that this is one hell of a coordination, which is interesting. But the question I had was, to what point, right? To what point? Because have you noticed, I don't know if you saw today, Darth Sean, there's been actors coming out. You've got every single, Panda Bear came out. She moaned about it. All these every actress are coming out. The guy from Breaking Bad came out going, "Oh my God, this is the worst thing ever." Everybody's moaning about this. They're doing a shutdown tomorrow. There's a shutdown happening tomorrow, nationwide shutdown, where nobody's going to work in order to protest the ICE being there capturing people because of this thing with Alex Pretty. Now, let me quickly play one other clip for you, which is actually brilliant. Another absolute awesome takedown by our good friend, Mr. Andrew Wilso.
About this is I'm even willing to kind of grant it to the left, just on appearance alone for a second, just for the sake of like logically taking this to its conclusion. Let's say that the cops were totally wrong on this. They messed the whole thing up. They screwed it up. It was a negligent discharge from the officer himself. It killed this guy. It was totally unjustified. Okay, but now what? Right? Is it the case that we're going to stop deporting illegal immigrants? We're going to stop, that ICE is going to stop, Border Patrol is going to stop doing its job, ICE is going to stop doing its job because of a single incident, even if all of the officers involved were incorrect? Of course not. That's ridiculous, right? The thing about this incident is it's being used as a catalyst to now say they're the Gestapo, just like they were trying to do with Renee. They're the Gestapo. They're here to be the jackbooted thugs of the Trump administration. That's being used now as the new rallying cry and catalyst and it's post hoc justification. That's what makes me so angry about it. Is it's like, no. You're out here doing all of this long before anybody was getting shot by ICE, okay? You were doing this long before there was any supposed abuses by ICE. It seems like what they do is they set up the reactions, right? They set up the conditions, maximize the conditions for horrible actions to happen, and then when they do, they use those as the justification for why they were ever out there in the first place. And it's like, what's going on here? That's what bothers me.
Right. This is the quintessential description of the color revolution. I mean, they're trying to create chaos. And is again very well funded and very well organized. It's not as simple as this is an organic protest that people are fired up because ICE is in their community. That's not really what's going on
at all.
But I think there's a lot of good people that are wrapped.
So yeah, I just wanted to play you that before I play you this one final last clip. Because if you think about it, that's what they're doing. It's coordinated, it's strategic, it's fucking mathematical, right? They're doing this with intent. They figured it out. The whole vibe with the cop. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, I think the what is it, Minnesota, which is where Minneapolis is. It's I think the state is Democrat run. Well, like, we know Minneapolis is Democrat run. So they've put in a stand down order on purpose so that the police aren't there, so that you've got these guys, you've got these dudes who aren't supposed to be dealing with day-to-day people on the street. You know, they're dealing with criminals. This is how we go in. They're suited up. You know, they go, we're going to go grab these dudes at the day. The police have been trained to deal with crowds. Now, the Democrats are they purposefully not, because you don't see the police there. Police aren't there. They're going, well, no. And they've made these orders. They've told them, like, we're not going to get involved. We're not going to help ICE. It's not helping us. It's stopping the people on the street from creating riots. And they're like, because they know this is basically Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals. This is what they're doing. It's insane. And then this happened today. And I was going like, wow, isn't that just very interesting? Because we've had so many people come out. Was it, you were just talking about Pocahontas. Pocahontas came out going, this was the best guy. Everybody's carrying on about this. I don't know if you saw the video where they literally changed his face. MSNBC changed his face to make him look better. They widened his nose. They gave him color. They changed him. He's going like, oh my God, people are carrying on like he was a nurse. I mean, John Mathan has not shut the fuck up about it since Monday. Every day he mentions, oh, how dare you? He's executed. Now, I don't agree with the fact that he got shot. I think that's totally wrong. But here's the thing, and we were talking about with Whistler about it, and I thought about it after this. I remember, I think we both did martial arts, right, back in the day. The first thing that they train you is when you become, like, when you do this, now you start thinking at a different level, right? And I've watched a couple of people go, he had a conceal and carry permit for his gun. That meant that you operate at a different level. Like we heard Whistler the other night, he goes like, if he has his gun on him, right? He owns gun. He knows he's not going to go drink. He's not going to get in a fight. He's not going to cause a ruckus because this guy had a gun on him with 2 additional magazines. And this wasn't the first time. Check this shit out quickly. I hope everybody's probably seen this, but like, let's just show the peeps again. Hold on a sec. Here we go. So this was from a few weeks ago, actually 11 days ago.
Look at you! Pepper spray, bitch! Fucking something, motherfucker! Fucking fuck you guys! Fucking trash! Fucking trash!
Well.
Right?
Look at that.
It's almost like he's trying. I mean, what is he shouting? He's going, shoot me, motherfucker. That's what he's saying. He's going, please shoot me. They're basically there with the purpose of trying to get a reaction. That's what they're there. Again, what do you see? There's no police here. They've been given a stand-down order. There's no police there to stop them from doing this because that's what they want. They want a martyr. They want somebody so that they can make this thing. And this is the thing. It comes back to what Andrew said, right? And yeah, so what? So if one guy has died, do you think they're going to ICE is going to now completely stop, deporting people? Are you fucking joking? It's insane, right? It's ludicrous, but though that's the strategy. That's the thing. And then what they've done is now they probably send out like a memo to every single Democrat, supporter across the world and every fucking actor, and everybody's come out now going, this is wrong, we need it. And once you look at the context of it, you're going like, hold on, it's basically fuck around and find out. You got what you and in the scene, I think there's someone else had that. I think there's another angle of this where they literally show at the same thing he had his gun on him, and you're going like, so you're putting yourself in an altercation with law enforcement. If you carry a concealed weapon, you're supposed to identify that. I mean, there's been video upon video upon video, right? I don't know if you got into that a while ago, where you see those interactions with the police when they get pulled over. The guy comes in, hi, good sir, I've pulled you over. Please, I just want to make sure that you have any weapons on you, or, and the guy goes, yes, I have you're supposed to identify that to law enforcement when they pull you over, when you have an altercation with them.
Only if they ask you, but certain states, I did the same research, so certain states, if they stop you, you have to disclose that you've got a firearm.
Yeah,
Other states, you don't necessarily have to say, yeah, you've got a firearm unless they ask you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it depends on the state, and apparently Minneapolis is the state where you don't have to acknowledge unless asked. So you don't have to disclose that you've got a firearm unless they ask you to. But like, I just want to point out one of four. The issue isn't the fact that he had a gun. The issue is you interfered with shit that you shouldn't be interfering in.
Exactly. You that's not your. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he doesn't have his right to protest. Doesn't mean you get to impede other people, especially not law enforcement, right? If I'm upset with the municipality, I can't just go rock up and, like, you know, I don't know, just stop the garbage trucks or some shit, or, like, you know, go to Jordan Hill Lewis's house, and then we all stand there and we stop him from leaving his house because he's done something that we don't like. That's not how this works, right?
The same reason I don't interfere with a bouncer throwing someone else out.
No, exactly.
I stay away from that shit.
But it's, yeah, again, it's this is insane. I mean, to me, this is the insanity of what's going on here. And if you look at it, it's a complete and oh, here we go. Thank you, Ghost Stomper for the one. Let me just quickly play this one. This was just like this last one, and then we can move away from this topic because we've probably got Mr. Gouws going to join us soon. Yeah, this is brilliant. Honestly, this was proper brilliance.
Wonderful. That's what I said. I said you said it.
Caring for people was at the core of who he was. He was incapable of causing harm. Alex carried patience, compassion, and calm as a steady light within him.
Yes.
Even at the very end, that light was there. I recognized his familiar stillness and signature calm composure. Caring for people was...
I mean, this is the insanity of
age so well.
The absolute insane. It's beyond insanity, dude. It's crazy. And this is they've come out and they won't bat an eye. They'll continue the narrative, right? I can bet my to a barn dance they will continue this narrative ad nauseum. They will continue on with this. They will just not stop. Such a lovely guy. I know, yeah. No, it's crazy. And this is the thing. It's like, and the thing is, I think the whole vibe is like, I mean, my first conclusion, I mean, we didn't speak about this until Monday. And I'm going like, at what point do you just look at this and go like, well, let's use rationality, let's use logic, right? And the part that everybody seems to, and this is the thing with the left, right? They ignore the fact that why he was there, the contextual reason of him being there. Him being there was to provoke and impede the federal government from doing the thing that the entire American nation voted for. He's basically trying to undermine democracy. I thought the Democrats weren't the ones that did shit like that, right? I mean, insane. Okay, wait, let's maybe read some comments because they're flowing in like it's brains in the road. I mean, listen, and I'm still not happy the fact that he got killed. I don't think it's a good thing that he got shot. But you know, like, what do you think is going to happen when you do this kind of shit? I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely crazy. And then somehow now it's like, oh, how dare he? How you know, how dare ICE do this? And what do they think is going to happen? They think it's going to end. They're going to abolish ICE tomorrow. Ooh, we have a visitor. Mr. Gouws, how are you?
Hello everybody but Sean. How's it going?
Fair. It's a fair statement.
How are you?
I'm all right. Sorry, I'm 5 minutes or 8 minutes late. I just had to upload a video, and yeah, I knew that you would keep the people entertained. And Darth will be on his phone. Otherwise, good.
Actually, I'm prepping for when you guys are talking so that I can entertain myself.
Okay. Just open the door there, or open the cupboard door and give him a puff.
Yeah,
imagine one day you guys get it perfectly right, that you open it and then you stick your hand in.
Yeah. That would be epic. That would be epic, yeah.
That'd be classic. How are you guys doing? How's it going, Mork? How's it going, Darth Sean?
Awesome, homie. Awesome. Dude, I've just got to commend you on the stream on Friday. That was absolutely phenomenal. I haven't seen it to you in person. Dude, it was really kiff, dude. It was gangster. That was a graph though.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it was, I think, definitely one of the longest streams I've ever done. And I felt like Chris Wyatt. like a 12-hour stream almost. Yeah, I know it was cool. I mean, I like those type of live streams because, you know, I always like entertain myself and I do stupid things like I put my little face over Julius Malema and then I go, you know, I do like childish things, but that's me. And people enjoy that because people don't want to listen the whole time because otherwise they will just watch SABC or whatever, you know. So no, it was lekker. Enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
bit long,
it,
but not bad.
It was awesome, dude. I was like, I just had it on the whole day. I just popped it on, and then every now and again I came back, and then when I think I did nothing, and then I just jumped into Discord, and we had a couple of people watching it together, and we're doing our own commentary on you, which was fun. It was really kiff. No, dude, it was awesome. So a question on that, like maybe that's a good place to start. So when he's coming back on the 15th?
Yeah.
And I watched the video, but again, to get your thoughts on it. Do you think he's going to get time? Do you think he's going to get jail time for this shit?
Yeah. So okay, this was pre-sentencing. From my understanding, this was never ever going to be the sentencing. But then again, some people at the court said that sentencing might occur today, and I think that was all dependent on whether or not the state's character witness finished in time, and then we had to listen to her go on and on about what a great person Julius Malema is. And then ultimately somebody asked the right question. They said, well, how long did you spend with this person? Like 5 hours. I'm like, yeah. I've got 5 hours worth of content where you can see him singing Kill the Boot, Kill the Farmer, asking for the slaughtering of white people, chasing reporters out of interviews, threatening journalists, like the list is endless. But then we find out she gets 20,000 Rand to appear. And now I'm like, oh, okay. Now it starts making a lot more sense,
I mean, I've known Mork for about 40 years and he still surprises me.
How? What happened?
Just random shit that he pulls.
Yeah, but this chick knows. But this chick knows him. 5 hours. She knows him, bro. She's like, I know this guy. 5 hours I was there. I know what his demeanor is.
I know, yeah. I mean, he would never lie. He would never act differently. Like a social worker that doesn't know this. Maybe this is why this country's in the state it's in. Because social workers that are supposed to help victims ultimately end up supporting the person that caused the harm, as you can clearly see with this lady. And then, of course, the SABC in all its glory. The judge spends 10 minutes saying, don't record the witness. Do not the witness. Yeah, witness. Don't identify the witness. And within 5 minutes, the cameraman goes like this. You can see it. It's just like, well done, SAB. Like, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but I know for a fact, and the people here that watched it with me can attest that the SABC was watching my stream too, because out of the blue, this watermarks just start appearing. And then the one watermark, like when it moved up here, instead of just going out of frame, it would go to the top and then would do that, and then it would jump down.
Moving it.
Yeah. No. So I then on the stream say, listen, SABC, I'll give you credit, if I haven't, because the logo is there. I said, this is brought to you by the SABC. Don't forget to it's the right, pay your TV license. It's the right thing to do. And then within 10 seconds, the watermarks disappeared. Within 10 seconds.
Bro, that's madness. But listen, I wanted to know, do you think that the EFF supporters know that it was a pre-sentencing? Because but I'm thinking, bro, they hoid money at that, right? I remember seeing a photo. You shared it. There was the night before you did the stream. I recall it was like something like 25, 30 buses that were just like in East London, just parked, bumper to bumper, right? And I'm going like, that's a lot of money. That's not them. They're not paying for it. The EFF is paying for it. They're getting their people there. And then it's also like a lunch and a meal and all this shit. Like, that's a lot of money to throw at pre-sentencing. And again, to what point though?
So there's a couple of things. The first thing is that, like, we roughly worked out how much it would have cost, at least 1.5 million rand for 2 days. So it is accommodation for about 1,000 people for 2 nights. It is 3 meals a day for 1,000 people. So it's 6 meals over 2 days, 6,000 meals. The buses, the water, you know, keeping them entertained, all of that type of stuff. So at least 1.5 million rand. They bust them in from all across the country. So just for people, you know, that are concerned about, oh, what's going to happen if he's found guilty, this is the best that they could do. This wasn't people that were in East London that are EFF supporters. These are people that they bust in from Cape Town, from Joburg, from Bloemfontein, from everywhere. And this was the amount of people. Yeah, there we go. I mean, let's call it 1,500 people for argument's sake, right? So this is the amount of support that they could get in one spot. And I know for a fact that these people didn't know what they were there for, because when the SABC was walking around interviewing these people, they were saying the judge mustn't find him guilty. So they didn't even know that he's already been found guilty. You know, and then the one lady they was talking about, like the actual spokesperson for the EFF said, yes, when he goes to, Donald Trump in the Oval House, you know, and it's like, Oval House? You mean the White House, the Oval Office? Like, you know, so they were just, eventually, from what I heard from inside, is that Julius Malema and the leadership told the people or the people that were handling, you know, the people outside, to tell them to not speak to the media, because they were making themselves look like absolute tits. Because some were saying Julius Malema must not be found guilty, and it's like, you're like about 2 months late. You know, this is pre-sentencing. And then you could see, like, whenever the camera would whilst they were talking inside, they would pan outside, you would see the people sitting there, you know, like at first they're all like, you know, like this, and then 2 hours, like the people are like starting
fat enough there, yeah.
You know, and there's like, obviously the stage was where they had the camera. So at first the people are holding on to the railing, you know, looking like that, and then 2 hours in, they're all like lying
over it. But I mean, dude, they were there from the night before. I remember it was like, I think I watched your stream, and then here from about 12, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the EFFs, I went to them and I went to their X account. They started posting like photos of the shit, like people are here, night vigil. And then I think the next time I saw was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Others were standing outside, fucking lighters up, going like singing, fucking, and I'm going like, bro, there's
probably no, they probably couldn't afford 2 nights accommodation, so they only had 1 night accommodation, and they said, just we'll do a night vigil and we can sleep on the street or something. I wouldn't put it past the EFF. I wouldn't.
Not at all. I mean, like, look here, like, sound stage, like a whole barrier vibe behind them. I mean, that's just like you taking like the food, accommodation, travel. Then there's the expenses of setting all the shit up, sound O's, like at least 2 bar. But then for what? Are they going to do this again when it's when it's the sentencing? I mean, do you think that's going to be a whole day affair as well?
It could potentially be a whole day or 2 days, and we'll get into, you know, because you asked earlier, what do I think is going to happen? So let me explain.
Sure.
When the when the judgment came out, it took, I think, 2 or 3 days, and the judge was sick, and people were like saying, wow, this is like so painful. But there's method behind the madness, because I spoke to a lot of legal eagles, and they told me, like, the reason that the judge read out it word for word is so that she could put it on record, and that she covered every single aspect, you know, because we initially thought, oh, he's not going to be found guilty. And then she found him guilty on all 5 charges. And then it made sense, because she was reading everything out to kind of, prevent it from being successful on appeal. This is usually what judges do when they want to make sure that when the defense takes it to the, appeals court, then they can argue, well, the judge just handed the sentence down, didn't read anything. We don't really know how did she come to this conclusion and that conclusion. So she made sure that she read out everything. And then even during the sentencing hearing, pre-sentencing hearing, she also asked the character witness some questions, just to make sure that, she did ask questions. And I believe, and speaking to some legal eagles, I believe that what's going to happen is the following. I believe that there's a mandatory prescribed minimum sentence of 15 years when you discharge a semi-automatic or an automatic firearm. Now, he discharged a assault rifle,
Yeah,
which
fully automatic.
classifies as one of those two.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
like
a minimum prescribed sentence of 15 years. And that's just one of the 5 charges.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. You wanted to say
No,
something.
no. Just what I said was like because I mean, I saw the gun, right? Everybody saw the clip. It looked like an AK. I mean, that's not something that anybody can own. That's like you need to have special licensing, collectors or some shit. So the fact that that's what he's firing, it's like, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so that is a firearm that was owned by the security company or the guys that are his security. But it doesn't matter. I mean, the social worker also said, "Oh, he fired it in celebration," and it's like, so how's that applicable? So you don't think that he should get a harsh sentence or a direct imprisonment because he fired the shots in celebration? So if somebody breaks into my house and I'm very happy that somebody broke in and I shoot my firearm at this guy, but does that mean, okay, no, it's cool, Renaldo, you don't have to worry.
It was in celebration.
It's like, yeah, thank you.
But hold on, wait. She testified that he shot the gun in celebration.
Yes.
So that means that she's like that basically acknowledging that he did. But his entire fucking testimony was that there was no gun. He doesn't know it was a toy gun. So that goes out the fucking window. Obviously, it goes out the window because he was found guilty regardless. But that was his defense. Why not still hold on to that? But she's testifying. Oh no, it was a celebrity gunshot or something.
I think it's because they know that argument fell flat and now it's just time to be honest. But there's a couple of things. So it's the fact that the judge was meticulous. It's the fact that the law says the minimum prescribed sentence is 15 years. And then there's a couple of other factors too. The fact that he didn't show any remorse. The fact that he went outside right after the judgment and then called the judge a racist. I mean, that's not going to help you. He was not a witness that wanted to assist the court. He was argumentative. So all of those things are counting against him. So here is what I believe is going to happen. Technically, if this was you or me or Sean, what would happen is we would probably get like a 15-year sentence, right?
Yeah.
That's a prescribed minimum sentence. And the judge could like give you 15 years for everything else, but it would run concurrently, right?
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen here is she's going to give him 5 to 7 years because he's already said that he was going to appeal it. I mean, it's public knowledge that he's going to appeal. So I think she's going to play devil's advocate here. Tunny judge, that's what I call her because she just doesn't take any cock, real Afrikaans Tunny. Also, did you see her? Like she made her hair nice for the sentencing. She had the zebra stripes going, blonde and dark. She had the proper East London zebra stripe going there. So she's going to give him 5 to 7 years, and then she's going to leave the ball in his court. Because remember, appeals courts can look at a sentence, and then if you appeal it, they can impose a harsher sentence. So she is kind of playing 4D chess with his defense team because if his defense team, with all the evidence, the video evidence, the fact that he wasn't a cooperative witness, that he called the court captured and said that she was a racist, all of these things will probably lead to the sentence being harsher. So his legal team will now have to try and convince him, it's 5 to 7 years, but we don't think you should take it on appeal because you could potentially get 15 years. So she's playing a genius game here. And that's my take on it. Look, I can be completely wrong, but I think with how many people have said how the severity of this is, and also because it's Julius Malema, and also because this is, got to do with how many times he's gotten away with things previously. There's a lot of pressure on the court system to show South Africa that everybody's equal under the law. So I think that look, with that being said, people are going to go, oh, does that mean he can no longer be in parliament? Technically, yes, as soon as he's found guilty. But the moment that he appeals, he is reinstated. And then it depends on what the actual appeals court's verdict is. And he's said he's going to take it all the way up to the Constitutional Court, which realistically is going to be like another 4 or 5 years if he gets prison sentence. And I think that means that he can serve out the remaining term for the 7th administration in Parliament, and even potentially come back for the 8th one. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Sorry, can you repeat that? So what is if he just that last part where you said like if he appeals it, so when he can go back into politics, but if he's found guilty and he doesn't appeal it, say he gets 5 years, he can't go. He loses his seat in Parliament. Well, he's not allowed to be a parliamentary member. Is that for life? Is that for just
5 years? 5 years.
For 5 years, and then after that he can come.
Yeah, so but I mean, it starts once you've either stopped your appeal or whether you accepted irrespective, it's when you start your sentence, if you don't appeal, or it's when you've given up all your appeals, then it starts 5 years from that date.
So if he appeals it and then that takes another 3-4 years, that's an additional. Oh my God!
He can be a member of Parliament for those 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get you. But then once that happens, then it kicks in. Yeah,
I don't even know if the EFF will survive 3 years, even if he doesn't go to jail. Like the EFF, I mean, we all remember that video where they were singing "Kill the Boot, Kill the Farmer" in that massive stadium.
Yeah.
Compare that to the amount of people outside the East London's magistrates court.
Yeah,
it's like
their followers are dwindling. Like honestly, their followers is dwindling. And like I actually wanted to just because I saw this thing. It's just this article I started following Newsday as per your recommendation. And
very good, eh?
No, it's great, dude. I love their stuff. I mean, it's really cool. I really enjoy their content. But there was this part where they went like, he goes like. I think I remember. I used Gemini. Just before I do this, I just have to mention two things. We just got hacked by Whistler. Thank you, Whistler. Whistler's changed all our names to Mork, Rock, he, him, his. Renaldo Gouws, they, them, and Darth Sean, she, her. Thanks for our pronouns, Whistler. And also, Whistler, thank you for the super chat, and Heidi, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
That.
I didn't even notice it until like a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
his. His.
So I was Whistler's been telling me about like Gemini, right? So I remember there was because it's an 8-hour video, right? But somewhere I remember because somebody mentioned it that she said the what do you call it, the social worker said no, he was super remorseful about what he's done, and I'm going like, okay, cool, like legit, and then it went back, popped that into Gemini, where gave me the time code, went and listened to it, and was like, she literally said he's remorseful. Now I just want to play you one small little thing, and just to show you, like I'm going like, does this sound like somebody who's remorseful? It's just like literally 30 seconds. Just I think it was a little bit longer, but I won't play too much of it. I just want to get your thoughts on it. I mean, this is insane, and I think you've probably
and not to love the EFF, but when the EFF speaks, every black person wants to hear. What did the EFF say on this matter? That's what white people are scared of. They are scared of a black authority. We are the black authority, and we speak for black people with authority, and we don't doubt ourselves when we speak for the voiceless people who are oppressed by white supremacy in South Africa. The white people who brought us to this court, it is because they don't like being challenged. When you challenge them, they want to use you as an example. I've been an example for the rest of my life, and I will be an example even in my grave. I will never retreat. I will never surrender to white supremacy. No prison can make me to retreat from my ideas. No death will threaten me to retreat from my ideas. Nobody will ever intimidate me and change me for who I am, because I am black, and I'm proud to be black, because I'm a voice of the black people, and I'm proud to be the voice of black people. Kill me now if you want to kill me. Kill me, coward. You are scared of a political debate. You use court to settle the political differences. I am not scared of prison.
It's that part. Like you use courts to settle a political debate. Who is he referring to here? Is this like, is he referring to like AfriForum or like white people in general? Like,
no, so he's referring to AfriForum because AfriForum is the ones that said if the who is it again? Help me in the chat, people. If it's the prosecutors, some prosecutors. If the prosecutors don't take on this case, then AfriForum will use their own prosecution team to take him to court. And then they went, no, we'll do it. So he believes that it's AfriForum's motive. But to that, let me just ask the following question, right? Everything that he just said there's white people coming for me. Elon Musk coming for me. Right? Besides all of that cock, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Julius, right? But at that EFF birthday party, right? Was it a white man or was it you that had a firearm in your hand that discharged a couple of bullets into the air? Was that forced on you by AfriForum? Was that forced on you by imperialist forces? Or was that your own idiocy, knowing full well that we've got a gun problem and a crime problem in this country, and then you decided, I mean, even I own 3 firearms, right? And there's a lot of things that I joke about, and there's a lot of things that I will, play around with. But when it comes to firearms, not one of them. Because the law is written in such a way that even if a guy breaks into your house, you are not allowed to shoot that person until your life is in imminent danger, right? And there are people that have gone to jail for shooting criminals in their houses, right? And then Julius Malema decides to take a semi-automatic assault rifle and to let it go on stage where a camera captured him. And now for some weird reason, it's not his fault. It's white people's fault.
Yeah. Insanity.
I love that.
Also, like the white when he mentions white supremacy, I'm like going, what white supremacy is he talking about? Like, are there white supremacists in South Africa? Like, is there systemic white racism? Like, is there all the institutions in government, are they white? How? What the is he talking about? It's just rambling bullshit, bro. That's what it comes to.
You see, I think also the reason why the EFF is losing so much support is because people are realizing that the white people that's living in this country has accepted that they are governed by black individuals because 100%. The ANC is like 90%, 95% black. So from 94 until 2024, this country was governed by a party that had 95% black representation. Every minister was black. Every deputy minister was black. So if white people had a problem to be governed or controlled by black people, then surely all those white people would have left already. You know, so the people that are here, we can argue every single white person that's in South Africa in 2026 don't care what the color of the government is as long as the government is competent, right? But I sent you a video that you can play. And before you play it, I just want to like set the scene here. So Julius Malema said on multiple occasions that the song Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer is just a struggle song. It doesn't have a deeper meaning. It's just them are getting people hyped and to sing a struggle song. You know, there's no hidden motive, etc., etc. A song is just a song. He said something along those lines, like a struggle song is just something for us to sing. But now listen to that same, on the same stage after the pre-sentencing, listen to what he says, and then I put the text on the screen so that you can focus on the 3 big things that he mentions, and then you'll see those pop up when he sings the song. And then tell me whether or not he lied to that judge in the previous court case when he said Kill the Boot doesn't mean anything. It's just a song.
Oh, shit. Okay, here we go.
In happiness, we sing. In sadness, we sing. We love singing because that's how we comfort ourselves. But if you listen to those songs properly, they are actually not songs. Those are war cries. Those carry a message. We are trying to educate through song that people come to understand what the revolution represents. We are consoling ourselves in song. We hide our pain behind. In happiness, we sing.
Dude, that's, I mean, but
wait, it's not done yet. Why did it
oh,
restart?
sorry. I have no idea what it is.
Oh, sorry.
We
No,
hide our pain.
Was the right one? It did play the whole way, right?
No, it didn't. It played until halfway.
Behind song. We don't sing because we've got no brains. We sing because we want to communicate our deep-seated feelings and how we view the world today.
Shoot to kill. Gamaza. Kill the poor. The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer. Brr, pa. Pa. Brr, pa. Pa. Attention.
So
dude, that's insane. That negates his entire court case, right? Is there now?
So,
would they be able to go back and retrial him or something? Because he's
there's more evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more evidence. He told the judge. Remember, this is under oath. You promised to tell the judge the truth, and this is his feelings. Remember, he's talking about his feelings.
Yeah.
So on the stage, he is there telling them something completely different to what he told the judge during the trial of Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer. So he was lying under oath, which, by the way, is also a prison sentence.
Yeah, but I mean, also that's if you lie under oath and you come out afterwards going, no, because if I had to go to court, you went say you go to court or something like that, and you go and afterwards you go, no, I swear under oath, this is my testimony, and then afterwards he goes, no, everything I said is a lie. You can get arrested. That's basically that's breaking the law because you swore on oath. Wouldn't that be the contempt of court or something like a whole? Someone would have to charge him with that, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that AfriForum's already on it. I do think though that could potentially what he just said there. Yeah. I think could, I've also thought that I had some hot takes, even though I'm not a lawyer, and then I speak to a lawyer or an attorney or an advocate and they say, but it's this and it's that. I mean, let's use common sense here, right? Exactly. So the Constitutional Court came out and said it's a struggle song. People have the right to sing it. There's no real meaning behind it. It doesn't actually lead to people doing this and that. But the biggest perpetrator of that song and the person that has been singing it since 2010, and I know the date because that's when I made my video, he's been singing it since 2010, and the ANC doesn't sing it, MK doesn't sing it, it's only the EFF that sings it, right? So the Constitutional Court can only assess it based on what the EFF has said and what Julius Malema has said. Well, here's evidence where Julius Malema is saying, hey, there's actually meaning behind songs. We as Black people, when we sing, it carries a message, all the things it's a war cry, so then how can the Constitutional Court not look at the guy that has been singing the song for the last 16 years and go, okay, well, in this case, he is clearly singing it with an intention to kill people or to ask his followers indirectly to go and kill people. Actually, I want to see if I can find it here. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to say, oh, this is bullshit, this is fake. But I mean, I know Jock Broederijk. He's part of AfriForum. And, the guy is not going to put his... Yeah, he's not going to put his reputation on the line to tell a lie. Let me just see if I can find Jock Broederijk. Come on.
Guys, you're overreacting. It's mostly peaceful war cries from Matthew.
Yeah, it's peaceful war cries. Am I spelling Jock wrong now? Let me just find it here. Anyway, you can ask away while I'm looking for this. What is your opinion, Sean? I would like to know what your opinion is.
I don't really have one. Like, fuck, like the outcome is going to be the outcome. But the word you guys were looking for was perjury, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perjury. So if he says a thing under oath and then afterwards it comes out, I said I lied. That's perjury. Stephen Young says, yep, perjury carries a jail sentence. So then how come nobody's like, where are the cops coming out going, oh, well, listen here, by the way. But I mean, his argument against that can be, oh, actually, no, I was just joking. I was just lying. I mean, would it be able to get away with that shit if he had to go and say, oh, no, listen here, I was just talking cock.
Well, look, I mean, he's gonna probably weigh up the two with one another and go, so on the one hand, I can go to jail for a very, very long time if I admit that I lied. Or I can say that I was just trying to rile up the crowd and said things that I didn't really mean. Now, when he weighs up those two, you have to weigh up the average IQ of an EFF supporter. And I mean, I think it's a no-brainer for him because he can say, no, I lied to them and I just wanted to rile up the crowd. And then at the next meeting, he can just say, oh, guys, I did mean it, but I'm not going to tell the judge that, So I think that's what would happen in that case. But I mean, both looks terrible for, the people that argue against him, because then they can just go, oh, so this is how you lie to your own people.
I mean, but that's the thing. All he does is sort of just use rhetoric. It's like, I call it radical. It's radical communism, right? Is this he's using rhetoric to egg them on, just for support. But what I don't get is to what point? Is to like what are they going to stop? I mean, like, the fact that they were there is not going to influence the judge, or do you think they were hoping it would? I mean,
so I can guarantee you what they were thinking is, okay, so remember when Jacob Zuma was arrested, and then all those riots broke out in KZN, but there wasn't actually people that were protesting as he was arrested. Now imagine if we get all the people here and he is found guilty, like the judge will never ever find him guilty, and it's like, surprise, surprise.
Do you think there will be and like I want to say an outlier, like another riot vibe happening if he does get
when he actually gets his sentence on the 15th of April? Yeah, like
so in East London, if they bus in people, I think there will be protests in East London. I don't think there'll be protests around the country. I don't think there'll be protests in the Eastern Cape, because remember in KZN it was KZN, No, I don't think so. And the reason I think so is because people already know this is kind of coming and he's losing support. And he also, a very important thing that Sam Sambit actually, when we had our live stream, he mentioned something that made me go, oh, wow, this is actually, Julius Malema wants to align himself as a martyr. That's why he's saying these things about AfriForum and white supremacists and imperialism. He wants to make it seem like he is now taking this one for black people, even though he's the one that he's just being held accountable for his own actions. He's trying to make it seem like he's taking this knock on behalf of black people for what white people want black people to do, which is go to jail in his head. Right? So, but unfortunately, it's not the time of Nelson Mandela where there was no internet, and when he went to jail for 27 years and people were like, is Nelson still alive? People are going to forget about this 2 months after he's in jail, like realistically. So protests, yes, I think there will be, but I think the military and the police will probably be called out for East London if they decide to do that. And then, like, may the odds be ever in your favor, buddy. I hope businesses don't get burned down. But I mean, hey, let the pepper bullets rain, and let the tear gas and flashbangs go crazy. Maybe what we should do is we should take a road trip there, get on top of a high building, get some decks out, and like start playing some music. When the shit hits the fan. That
would be amazing. But I mean,
just go crazy.
Let me show
I'm
you.
trying to find this video, by the way. I'm still
No, go for it, dude. I mean, this is what he tweeted on. Oh, look, this is on the day. This is the day before the hearing. This is on the 22nd of January. That was like a day or two before. Literally, he goes, yeah, freedom or death, we shall prevail. I mean, he actually thinks he's a martyr going to jail on behalf of black people and his ideas. And that's why he's been put in jail, or that's why he's been found guilty. And that's got nothing to do with it. It'll be like the same as if I murdered someone and going like, oh, see, this is the ANC government trying to oppress white people. I'm going, no, you committed murder, dumbass. Like you shot a gun illegally. That's got nothing to do with your ideology. But he's trying to bring it there. And like, where's just one rational person in the EFF going, wait, hold on, this is dumb.
Did you see the people on those planes, by the way? Did you see the videos?
Bro, I saw the videos. That was insane.
Has Fly Saf Air come out with a statement yet?
Yeah, because I mean...
Oh, that was the video, sorry. But this isn't even the worst one. There's people that's literally in the aisles dancing.
Yeah. And then there was this one dude with his face, and he's just like...
Yeah, the guy looked like he was
want my money back.
Yeah, I would want my money back. I'm going like, listen, what's this? This is insane. Like, how are the people supposed to? I want a Coke. Can't get one. People are dancing. No,
I mean, yeah, I mean the fact that once again, just a perfect example of this double standard of racism in this country. Like, if a bunch of white people had to do exactly the same thing on that flight, the police would have everybody would have said,
ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention. Nobody get up from their seats. The police will be entering in the front. Everybody, please stay calm. Keep your seatbelts tight.
And then they would come and arrest those white people at the court. But now it's like Saf Air is like, where? We didn't see it. Where?
Conveniently, yeah.
We don't know what's going on here. What are you talking about?
Dude, I mean, just imagine a bunch of, do the opposite, right? Imagine a bunch of people for AfriForum going to a meeting, got up, stood in the aisle and started singing Delaray. They would land at the airport, put in handcuffs. The airport would phone the film crew and News 24 and all them going like, look what the AfriForum has done. That's the opposite. We're going in this situation, they go, oh, yeah, well, they haven't done anything wrong. It's like, come on, guys. A white rugby team.
It's absolutely absurd, yeah. No, but I mean, you see, once again, rules for thee, but not for me. Yeah. And I mean, this is what is so insane about all of this, right? Is it's so blatant. But then when you talk about this, like I do and what you guys do in your videos, then mainstream media is very quick to call us racist or right-wing or extremist, when actually, what do we want? We just want actual equality. We want people to be held accountable for their actions. It's as simple as that, right? Yeah. I wish that what happened to me could happen to Julius Malema, but yet, I get taken to the South African Human Rights Commission, or they take me to court. My members, my parliament, the party terminates my membership because I said, "Can we not do this?" Because doing this to white people sounds like this to black people, right? That was my video. My video was, can we please not do this? Because it was the first time that song was sung since our democracy, since we became a democracy. And then 15 years later, all of this shit happens to me and to Julius Malema, nothing.
Nothing.
Whatever.
That's not equality, dude. That's not equality. That's you've tipped the scales, and that's the thing. And this you touched on something really insane, really brilliant, which is like, why is this mainstream media every time people like us, especially you, when you raise your voice about like things like equality, they go, oh no, this is just a right-wing racist. And you're going like, but hold on, what you're asking for is equality, is like rules that are equal across the board. If somebody says something racist, and no matter the color of their skin, everybody should face the same thing, the same punishment. But that's not what happens in this country, because we have specific rules. Like, no black person, I think, will ever go to jail for saying the N-word or the K-word. It just doesn't. You see it every single day on X. But God forbid somebody who happens to be a lighter shade, they would. I mean, I was wondering, like, if you were black and albino, would this South African human rights commission come after you? I'm assuming. I mean,
like I'll play the part of. And by the way, Carter's just.
Goodness.
So okay, I'm gonna be the South African Human Rights Commission in this case, right? Okay, so just make some noise as if don't actually say words, but just act like you are the albino in this case, right?
I don't like the blacks. I don't know. What. You know what it is? They're going to bring out the color card, like on thingy. They're going to go. What color is? Yeah, no, that's a.
Sorry, sir. What are you? Oh, sorry, sir. We profusely
I
apologize.
picture that computer sound when your PC shuts down.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
I wonder if the Human Rights Commission will come up. I wouldn't put it past them. They'll probably come to your house with a pencil and do the pencil test like they did in apartheid and go like, we just want to confirm. We just want to confirm before we, if they weren't sure, you know what I mean? I bet you they probably go that far.
Well, look, I mean, okay, so there's two things. Like, I mean, I dealt with one person at the South African Human Rights Commission after I settled with them, and she's a lovely lady. I think she's a bit woke, but that's her right. It's not an insult. I think that, like the way that you are brought up and the way, of how you feel about apartheid in the past and whether you think the ANC could be held more responsible, all of those things. Like, she was a very nice individual. I had a very good time, the trip that we did and the things that she took me on, and we had a lack of conversation. But I remember, like, I vividly remember when I went up to Johannesburg to meet with the South African Human Rights Commission. They had like, it was such an insane scene, right? Let me play it out to you. So we go to the South African Human Rights Commission's like headquarters. Now, everybody there knows who I am because, like the previous 6 months, the media was like nonstop talking about me. So now I walk into probably one of the wokest places in South Africa, right? So now I'm there and I've got my lawyer and I've got my advocate. It's two people, right? Just the two of us. So we walk in and there's like 10 people on their side, right? It's like that, that movie when, like any movie where the legal team, you can clearly see like this is money that is put behind this legal team. So that's like what it looked like. So Renaldo Gouws with these like two people and them with the entire, what is it, Weber Wenzel or whatever they call the legal firm, with all of their legal eagles sitting there. And now we're supposed to, have this conversation. And then the more I bring up the fact that, listen, guys, 15 years ago, the word was said by the SABC. The word was said in the media when they reported on racism. The more I try and explain just the common sense, the more they go, doesn't excuse the fact that you used the word. And then I go, okay, but this video in 2010, it was online for 3 years. It was viewed by 100,000 people. It was aired on Third Degree. It was aired on Third Degree with Deborah Patter, which nobody fucks with, right? She didn't have an issue with it. The people that watched the episode, nobody complained to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission, and nobody complained on YouTube. I mean, the like ratio to dislike ratio on the video was like 98% like and 2% dislike. So after 3 years of me saying that and nobody having a problem, do you not for 1 second think that perhaps during those times, the word was understood to be used in different contexts and they just refused to acknowledge it? And then I even brought up one of the professors, Pierre de Vos, the alleged PDF file. because he had an article in which he said the word, and then he says it, and then he uses the term morphe as well, and the FAG word, And then I said to them, okay, so Pierre de Force wrote this. Is he a racist? And then they go, no. And I go, okay, so explain this to me. He said he wrote the word, but he's not a racist. I said the word, but I'm a racist, according to you. And then it just got so like frustrating that I was ready to just get up and say, hey, let's take this to court. But then, like you don't know what type of judge you're going to get. You don't know, if it's a young white male or female judge, then it's like, oh, they want to prove something. They don't want to stick with the racist, because the media has already branded me. So ultimately, I just said, okay, I'm not going to admit that I'm a racist because I know I'm not a racist. So if we're wasting time here and you have to pay for all of these legal eagles, which is funded by taxpayers, then I suppose that's what we're going to do. But I'm not going to acknowledge that I'm a racist because I'm not. So we can write something out here that we are both happy with. I don't see it happening right now. But eventually then cooler heads prevailed and we had to like resubmit the thing like 4 or 5 times before they accepted it. And eventually then we did. So then we got to where we are right now, where
that
250,000 Rand later.
But that must be the most frustrating thing, to sit there and deal with irrational, illogical people that are there. And I mean, that the only reason that they could sit there in front of you with an entire team, and I mean, like we've seen the stats on the amount of funding that they get. What is that, like 70% of their funding goes to just paying salaries, and which means it's something like they can only do X amount of cases a year. They purposefully, somebody, because I mean, obviously the board gets picked by the ANC, it's cadre deployment. So they were like, they want to go after you to prove a point. They wanted to literally, and the same thing is, I totally get it, because you know what they would have done if you went to court or anything, they would try and destroy you with just taking you to court. That's the one downside of like the legal system in this country. They could completely decimate you because they have they've got a black hole of fucking funding. And what do you have? Like, just for the things that you did cost you almost 300K. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't even one. Well, it was one day in court, but only to schedule the actual court date, and then it was me meeting with them in Johannesburg. All of that cost me 250,000 Rand. So if the court case ran and if it was 3 or 4 days, it would cost me 1 million Rand easily. And they know this. They know that they've got taxpayers' money. They know that they can, drag this out and make me eventually bankrupt. And then they also won. And I just I don't want to give them that. But the interesting thing here was there was something that you said that like it just rang a bell in the back of my head. I can't remember exactly what it was now. This is what I wanted to say. Yeah. They opened a case against me within 12 hours of the IOL article.
Yes. Dude, I remember that day. Yeah. The retards, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, right? The retards at the South African Black Human Rights Commission. You know what they did? I remember seeing that day on X. They had a little photo of them outside the court, and inside they're like, we're signing the papers, and someone's taking and I'm going like, that's how giddy they were about taking you to. That's insane. You should not be doing that. Have they taken photos of taking anybody else to court? All giddy about it, going, we're signing the thing. Look, fuck Ronaldo. Like, that's insane. Like, how is that equality? Fuck you.
So then 12 hours, right? And then that's not them reaching out. Okay, so another example is Nota Beloy, right?
Yeah.
He went through the same process I did, and he also avoided court, right? But he went there with his dad, right? Not a lawyer, not anything. He went there with his dad. They haven't opened a case against him yet. They asked to meet with him first and to discuss things with him. Why wasn't I afforded that opportunity? Why did they not reach out to me and say, hi, this is the Human Rights Commission. We have seen a terrible video of you. Then I would have said, okay, here's the full 6-minute video. Why didn't they not wait? And why did they rush to court? But then with Nota Beloy, that was also captured on video in 2025, saying those things, or 24 rather. I can't remember. But yet for him, it was like, okay, let's meet. Okay, you don't have to bring a lawyer. You know, with me, I was told you have to have your lawyers present, right? And then, of course, the last example, besides that lady on the SAF Air flight that, you know, called colored people, nothing happened to her. She just issued an apology. It didn't cost her a cent. And then Gayton McKenzie. Gayton McKenzie was caught pretty much doing exactly the same thing that I was doing. And then it's now been, 6 months, and the Human Rights Commission didn't rush to go and open a case against him.
Nothing, dude.
You know,
how is that equal justice? How in the fuck is that equal justice? And again, like the fact you just mentioned Nota Beloy, right? If you compare what you said, right, your entire statement, the entire context of what you said, because remember, context matters, right? With Kill the Boer. Oh no. There's context. There's context to it. It's a fucking struggle song. The context of what you said was, I said these things. Here's an analogy. How would you feel if I said this? And then afterwards going, like a second after that, you go, that I don't mean that in real life. I'm using this as an analogy. Okay, cool. Nota Beloy didn't go like, well, I didn't actually mean this. He was outright straight about it. He was going, I think all white people are dumber than shit. They're fucking Neanderthals. Yeah. And he didn't go afterwards go, well, no, that's just an analogy. He didn't say shit. And then he did this bullshit apology where he went like fuck right off.
No, he had his phone out and he just read everything off his phone. But the interesting thing there is, like, so with my video, it wasn't aimed at anybody.
No,
right?
It wasn't.
It was, here's a hypothetical.
Yes,
with him, he insulted every single white person around the world.
Everywhere, yeah.
It was aimed at every single white person around the world, you know, so billions of people that, like, he literally, and yet me that didn't aim it at anybody was used as hyperbole. That was like inexcusable, you know, you can never do that. But Nota Beloy that aims it at billions of white people, no, it's fine. Bring your dad. Let's have the meeting, and then we'll work on an apology that will get you to read off of your phone and making so many mistakes and not actually even paying attention to what you're reading. But then again, does that not prove the video that I made 15 years ago correct today? Ironically.
100%. Like, you know what I do want to know is, like, I can't wait for Leonardo DiCaprio to come to South Africa again, because I'm going to phone the South African Human Rights Commission and show him the video in Django Unchained and in that movie, Your Blood Diamond, where he says the naughty word. And I hope they rock up and they do the same thing. Selfie, we're taking him to fucking racist, right? Because that's the same. That's contextually the same as Leonardo DiCaprio doing it and you doing it. He's an actor, and you're taking an analogy. It's so beyond the realm of rationality. And you go like, okay, cool. How can we trust this organization? How can we keep funding them? That's like, I would love AfriForum to go, listen, they should be defunded. I think a couple of people have made that statement before. We should defund South African Human Rights Commission because they're not looking after the human rights of South Africans. They're not. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think also what had to probably play in the back of their minds is, like, leading up to this, you know, I always attacked them. I said there's this clear double standard. You know, I mean, there's that very famous press conference that they had that they said, it depends on where it comes from. You know, if it comes from, if it's a black person that utters it, and if it's a white person that utters it, they will be different. And I mean, how the fuck, as the South African Human Rights Commission, can you say that? You are the South African Human Rights Commission, not the South African Black Human Rights Commission or the South African White Human Rights Commission. By you saying that there's a difference between a black and a white person uttering something, you are being racist towards black people, because you are saying black man, black woman, you need protection. You cannot defend yourself.
We need to look after you and treat you with kid gloves because you are special. Like, I mean,
no, dude, you're 100% correct. They should literally be taking themselves to court because that's a violation of our constitution, right? You can't treat people differently. You cannot. And they're basically implying it. They're going, well, we can, because these people have a different history. And I'm going like, what? How is that equal under the law? That's no, dude. That's corruption. That's
sorry,
just like
I'm looking here because I need to find this thing now before I'm going to lose my mind. I saw
comments if you want to look for it. This is from Matthew. When South African Human Rights Commission hears a white person say something racist. Nice one, Matthew.
Yeah. Matthew also, what did he say? I mean, obviously we need to give context before we read out this comment. Where was it? Because otherwise, News 24 headline tomorrow. Where is it? Let me find it. Yeah. Where? Don't put it on the screen. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's just. Okay. This is a joke, everybody.
Yeah,
the reason Matthew is posting this is because he knows that is exactly who we are not. This is called satire, for those of you that don't understand, right? So Matty Dixon posted this, is, yo, chat, any racist remarks will result in your comments being deleted and a timeout of 5 minutes. Not perma-banned, 5-minute timeout. If you're racist on here, you get a 5-minute timeout.
Yeah, just 5 minutes. Don't stress.
Okay, so
bro,
now
it's
I'm
crazy.
even asking Grok now. Jog Goodrich. Okay, sorry. I'll just.
I just want to say just a thank you to Toast ZA. Like, dude, massive appreciate it. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Really appreciate it. You're amazing, dude. Thank you very much. Big up to you, good sir. And to also just Matthew Dixon. Thank you for the super chat, good sir. Really appreciate you, guy. The king of all trolls, Matthew. I wish we could give him like an award. I'm gonna go get like a sort of Oscar made with like a troll on and just send it to Matthew for being such an epic troll, like the best troll ever.
I agree.
Yeah, George goes, it's not corruption, it's redress. Of course it is, George. That's because that's in South Africa. It's like, but that's the thing. And the problem that I have with this is, right, is like the fact that we speak out about it and then like you have the news media coming out going, well, these are right-wing racists. And okay, like all we're asking for is equality. I mean, that's all we want is a country where it's equal. You can't have race.
According to woke leftists, the thing is that according to woke leftist ideology, people of color needs a pass because of what happened to them in the past, you know? Yeah. So their reasoning is it's fine for a black individual to sing songs about killing people because he's angry about what happened to his mother or his grandmother or whatever, right? And to an extent, I can understand if somebody's angry. I can understand if somebody's pissed off, but stereotyping everybody and thinking that every white person, you know, is to blame for your mother or grandmother's murder, or thinking that the oppression of them is somehow a young white kid's fault that was born off. Like, at what point is there corrective measures? At what point does the Human Rights Commission go, that's not okay for you as a black person to say? At what point do we have that equality? Because just look at what happened now in the United States. So on the one hand, you've got Charlie Kirk that gets assassinated by somebody that actually hates him. Yeah. And there is not one like violent outbreak across the United States, right? Now, and let's just put it into context. Charlie Kirk has never committed a crime, never took drugs, was never ever violent towards anybody. He used his brain and his mouth to argue, and that is what he was killed for. Okay. Yeah. Now let's fast forward, or let's rewind a couple of years prior to George Floyd, that is literally on tick. He is resisting arrest. Eventually, the cop follows their guidelines of putting his knee on his back to restrain him because he doesn't want. And then what eventually happens is, even though the cop follows the procedure, he gets put in jail, and there's riots all across the place. Places are destroyed. Everything is. And now the question is, okay, imagine if white people did that. So imagine after Charlie Kirk, if white people went to go and protest and throw shit around, what would the media have said then? Because the media was defensive towards these people that were protesting for George Floyd's murder, but yet for Charlie Kirk, they even still called him a racist and said to an extent that he deserved to be killed.
Yeah, people are coming celebrating. With George Floyd, I don't recall. I mean, I saw some edgy jokes, right? Some like, okay, this is like, but I didn't see people who hated him coming out celebrating. Even the people that didn't like it, even like, I don't even recall full-blown racists coming out going like celebrating when this happened, right? I saw some terrible jokes. That's the extent of it. You had people coming out going, oh my God, this is the best day ever. And not just one. It was unendless amounts of people that didn't know who he was, that just heard about him. They're like, oh my God, best thing ever, best day ever. That's the ideological difference between them, which is just, to me, insane. But also, like, I just wanted to mention one thing on your point from earlier, where you mentioned the whole difference between South Africa. And the part that's weird to me about this is, right, the racial, like, sort of redress, right? The thing is, like, which do you think is worse? Which one do you think is worse? Now, we shouldn't ask South Africa, because the last time we asked South Africa, we did a poll on that. Apparently, Elon Musk is far worse than apartheid. Now, one of the question to both of you quickly: which is worse? Do you think being murdered is worse or apartheid? I would go murder, right?
I mean, now, obviously, it's apartheid.
But now my thing is this: so if we do this thing where we do redress based on segregation. Neither of any of us were there. Neither were our parents. Weren't involved in the establishment of apartheid, voting those laws in. You weren't there making decisions. You weren't there planning and writing out how we're going to segregate people by race. None of us were there, right? But somehow, because we look like we have the same skin pigment as the people who enacted this, somehow I'm responsible. I didn't inherit a farm like in Stellenbosch or some shit. I don't know how I'm responsible for that. But like, if you had to take the logic to its, like, if you had to follow logic to its conclusion, we don't do that with rape. We don't do that with murder. We don't punish the people. If there's a whole bunch of people that committed murder, we don't look at their grandchildren and go, well, you know what? We're not going to give them a job because they look like those other people who committed murder. That's insane. That is what we're doing. That's the irrational vibe of what we're doing with redress. It's fucking crazy.
It's even worse than that, because, obviously the government is also behind this, the ANC, the EFF, MK. But here's the thing. So they still use apartheid as an excuse to today. And as an example, me being part of the Freedom Front Plus, we are accused of being the National Party. We want to bring apartheid back. Here's the thing, right? We all know that in the 80s and early 90s, young people weren't really in politics, because of the nationalist view of the National Party. So let's argue that all the National Party members of parliament during apartheid, or at least until 1990, let's argue that the median age of them was 55, which I think is too young, but let's just argue it's 55, right?
Hypothetical, yeah.
So in 1990, they're 55 years old, right? So now, how long has it been since 1990? It's been 36 years since 1990. Now, if you were 55 years old in 1990, plus 36, that means you're 91 years old, right? How many people are still alive at 91?
No one. No one even lives to that age anymore.
So the people that were actively responsible for apartheid, the National Party members of parliament, even though technically in 1990, I would argue they were already busy discussing maybe we should end this. So those people aren't even the really bad white nationalists, right? So today, they are 91 years old. How many of these people still exist and live in our society today that actually implemented and wanted apartheid?
There we go.
But now all of the white people in South Africa are seen as those crazy loonies, and but that is completely fine. The media has no problem with that stereotype. The media has no problem with, and political parties has got no issues with that being said. But yet, for some reason, as a white person, if you see a majority black government doing something wrong, and you call out the government for doing something wrong, you are racist, because the media goes, oh, he must think that they are racist because the majority of the government is black. So that is actually what he's saying. You know how far they go to find you guilty of racism, but the people that are actually committing racism every single day, when they comment apartheid or go back to Europe or this or that in your comments, that is perfectly fine. Not only according to mainstream media, not only according to the government, but also according to the South African Human Rights Commission.
Which is insane. That's insane. Like, there's no rationality in any of that, right? That's like, we're pointing this out and going like, there is a logical flaw to your entire argument, your entire position, and what do? You're racist.
Yeah,
just
that's the counter argument. It's you're a racist.
But that's what they want to keep doing, though. They want to keep mentioning apartheid over and over again, especially the I mean, how many what State of the Nation address is coming up? Right? How much you want to guarantee that he's going to drop the word apartheid in 30 years and all of this for like he's going to drop it quite a few times because once again it's a distraction. It's not the fucking issue. I'm just going to keep fixating on this so that I can keep stealing and pocketing and keep doing the bullshit that I want to do. Because the moment I say apartheid, I'm picking on an emotional PTSD, and it fuels the people. Oh, it's got to be apartheid. That's racism. That's the whole point of it. It's the apartheid slang, the racism. It's the fucking magician's assistant, the sexy chick in the fucking dress, to distract you from the trick happening behind hands.
Yeah. And then further to that, it's also like, so what I do is whenever it's a State of the Nation address or whenever the president speaks, I play this bingo with my audience where we choose 5 words.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we choose 5 words that we believe the president is going to say, so that whenever that word comes up, then it's like bingo, and then you got the B, the I, the N, G, O. You know, so yeah, we do that. And then there was something else I wanted to say. Yeah, no, I can't remember it now. But yeah, oh yes, I remember now. So apartheid is the eternal excuse, you know, for failure. You know, it's never the ANC's fault. Like, when has the ANC ever taken accountability for anything over the last 31 years under their watch? So it's always apartheid. And then if apartheid, if they used it too much that month, then they go, okay, no, it's colonialism. Because that's the new thing, you know. So they've realized that the amount of years for apartheid versus how long they've been in government, it's getting very close to being the same amount. Even though we live in an era with the internet where you can build a house in 2 days, you know, all these advancements of technology, the 31 years that we've had in democracy, I would say is at least 3 times as long as during apartheid. Because during apartheid, if you wanted to communicate with somebody, you had to send them a letter. You know, you had to post a letter to somebody, and then it'll take days before they receive it. So the time aspect is a lot longer in modern day South Africa with the 31 years than what apartheid was with, I believe, 45 years or 46 years of apartheid.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We've come to the equilibrium of that now, where it's like the amount of time that's passed versus how long it was on for. But they're not going to let it go, because once, like you just said, once apartheid gets overused, they're just going to revert back to, well, like what Julius Malema says, it's white supremacy. Like, well, point it out to me. Where's this white supremacy you speak of? He's not going to do that. It's like, he just.
I want to see if I can find this. I have to go soon because I have to eat, but I want to.
Yeah. No, I actually wanted to end. I think like we've covered like a lot, and also I also think we should probably end it here.
I want you to play this, considering what we are talking about now. I hope that you haven't seen this before. I'm pretty sure you have, though.
Maybe.
There we go. I WhatsApped it to you.
We got it.
I hope that most people in the audience haven't seen this before, but this is like, so what everything that we've just spoken about for like the last 10 minutes when it comes to the ANC and apartheid and colonialism, this sums it up perfectly, what you're about to see.
There we go. This.
Yeah.
The Chair of the House, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, and the fellow South African and the world at large, good morning.
Good morning.
May I take this opportunity to say that the African National Congress supports the Home Affairs Committee report as outlined by the chair of the committee. May I also remind this august House that African National Congress government is not homophobic or xenophobic. The African National Congress government has reclassified home affairs under the Justice, Crime Prevention, and Security cluster. It is therefore stating that and re-emphasizing that the safety, the security of all in South Africa is a prerequisite.
Here we go.
Also to remind you that not all that visit our beautiful country come with the right intention, as they did in 2,000 years ago by the person named Van Riebeck. He overstayed their intention when they came.
Order, honorable members.
It was to build a refreshment station.
Order, honorable members.
2,000 years
They
ago.
stole everything, even our dignity, because they took an advantage of our kindness.
What? Bro, there was no one here. There was nobody in the Western Cape. Like, what is she talking about? Oh, like they were
Talking about Jesus 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago.
She confused Jesus with Jan van Riebeck.
But the African National Congress said, no, these criminal injustices, cruel tendencies to our fellow South Africans.
Honorable member,
That is the
honorable
reason.
member, will you just take a seat, please? Take your seat, please. Why are you rising, honorable member?
Thank you, House Chairman. Just on a point of order, the honourable member is misleading the House. She said that Van Riebeck arrived 2,000 years ago.
Honourable member,
I think she's confusing
honourable member,
Jesus
take your
Christ
seat,
with
please.
Thank
Continue, honourable member.
Date that they came in here.
You see, like,
Whether 2,000 years or whatever, but they took, they stole our land. That is the reason the African National Congress brought our
Honourable
dignity
members.
back.
Anyway, that's
This is the
that's wrong.
story to tell our children.
That's
See, so even when you're corrected, even when it's like, listen, it's not 2,000 years ago that you're talking about Jesus. It's like, I don't care. 2,200, it doesn't matter. So yeah. Anyway.
Okay, just before we go, one last question, just from Lamborghini asked. He goes, so do you guys think that South Africa is also moving in the global direction of a collapse of liberal politics and a move towards a more center right? I think that's a massive thing. That I see the difference in that. I see the political landscape. I think, especially on X, there's almost an equality of like left and right. And I think liberal ideology is slowly. I mean, not liberal ideology. I think leftist ideology, because I would probably almost still consider part of me a sort of libertarian, but more right wing now on certain aspects. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that we're moving. I mean, the fact that we can use the word retard again tells me that we are, because otherwise we would be cancelled. I do think that we are moving more to the right, and also, strangely enough, I mean, people. When I saw that Dr. Pieter Groenewald for president, with a bunch of black people posting it, I first saw there was a meme. Then I thought, okay, this is paid for by somebody. And then I started seeing profiles with legitimate, like you can verify, starting to share it and saying, we are actually a conservative nation. And hopefully, we've reached that point where people have finally seen that liberalism is not the answer, communism is not the answer, socialism is not the answer. Maybe it's time.
Oh, sure. Sorry. You just dropped out for a second. Sorry.
Was that Yanni again or what?
Maybe that's Yanni. I think that could have been a Yanni move.
It's probably ending. I've had enough now. Fuck it. Go home. Go home.
End it. To answer the question, yes, I do believe that we are moving more towards a conservative aspect again, because even if the DA wants to sell this liberal wet dream that they've got, right? Ultimately, it's still they form part of the UN Sustainable Goals, and they form part of WEF.
Yeah.
And that is why John Steenhuisen is so firm on this foot and mouth outbreak, by agreeing that the state needs to be in control of giving the vaccine, because that is what WEF believes in. That is what the UN Sustainable Goals believe in. They don't want people to have the power. They want the state to have the power and to tell the people what they need to do. So liberalism, the DA governs well, but I mean, anybody can govern well if they just apply the laws of the land. So yes, we've got a terrible example in the ANC that does everything in their power not to apply the law. And then you've got the DA that simply applies the law. And people are so desperate for good service delivery that they are willing to vote for a political party that, especially over the last 2 years, have completely lost the plot. I would argue that the DA, with the current policies that they want to implement, is actually even worse than the UK government. The Democrats in the UK and the Democrats in the United States. Do yourself a favor, especially if you are familiar with American politics and with UK politics. Go and listen to what the Democrats are saying, and then listen to what John Steenhuisen is saying and what people in the DA are saying. And
100%.
then you have to ask yourself, if you hate what the Democrats did to the United States when Joe Biden was the president, and what Starmer is doing right now in the UK, then you have to acknowledge that, yes, the DA will give you service delivery, but they will also give you gender-neutral bathrooms. They will also allow children to have hormonal treatment if they want to transition. And this is not me trying to fearmonger you.
No.
This is the leftist ideology. This is the DA has gone full woke leftist. Unfortunately, they have. Look at how they're defending John Steenhuisen.
Totally. And I mean, I just want to say one last thing in closing is like the one thing that you've changed my mind on, because I used to be completely against this, and it was the video that you posted about the debunking the "don't vote for a small party" vibe. And if I can recommend anybody, guys, please go watch that, because I used to be my whole vibe was going, you know what, I just think to vote for the strongest opposition. And I'm going like, once you put the data down for me, I was going like, fuck, dude, you make so much more sense. And it was one of those that changed my mind. I was like literally watching it and I go, wait, no, because like the whole vibe is to do this, is like, and this is all I wish for everybody, is like, what's that line, Darth Sean, where they go like, a wise man changes his opinion when he's presented with new information, a fool never does. And that's all I want, is go watch something, even if you disagree with it, go check it out and go, okay, cool, is this stupid? Is good? And like you made so much sense with that video, pointing out like, if you look at the statistics and the facts of like, what if a small amount of people had to vote, you could vote for a party like the FF Plus or something. Small parties will be able to give them the power to make a difference in our government. And it was a brilliant video. So guys, please go watch for that video if you haven't watched it yet.
Well, thank you. Can I just add something to that though?
Yeah, of course, dude.
So I mean, in that video, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I should have related it to how governments are around other, democratic countries. Like, so if you look at the UK, which unfortunately at the moment is going through it, but when a party gets like 25 or 30% of the vote there, then they claim they won the election, right? Even though they didn't get an outright majority. Now, in South Africa, like South Africa always follows Western like society to a large extent. And the reason I believe that the ANC managed to get so much of the support was because of apartheid. People just wanted to get completely away from that. But what you are seeing now, especially with the 24 election, is that there is the days of a one-party state is gone. And it's not gone for the next 5 years or 10 years, 20 years. This is the new normal. Because as you can see with the UK that has got a government that's far older than what we are, you can read out the super chat.
No, I just want to say, just
aware boys.
Aware boys. Thank you, bro. Thanks for the super chat, homie.
Thanks, Dabir. Appreciate it. What I was saying is the UK has got a far older government than what we have, and the same with the United States. Even though South Africa exists longer than the United States, the government there, it's a two-party state, but you can still see what in essence happens. And what's going to happen in South Africa moving forward is that you're never ever going to get a party that's going to get more than 35 or 40% of the vote eventually, because people are going to move and start voting based on their values and principles. At the moment, people in this country are voting for, we need just service delivery. And the DA, to their credit, does that really, really well. But when the service delivery starts happening everywhere, like you can already see it. Let me give you an example. An example of this is in the Western Cape, and rates and taxes.
Bro.
The rates and taxes is getting to that point where middle-class people can't afford to live in middle-class suburbs anymore, because the DA has to subsidize the people that aren't paying rates and taxes to get their services delivered. And the way that it's being done is the wealthy is paying for it. So, or not even the wealthy, just people that have got a job is paying for it.
Middle class and up, and even the poor people, because what they did, they bragged about this. They're pro-poor plan. We're going to take 75% of the tax income is going to go to the poorer community. And we're going like, how is that fair? That is just socialist fucking wealth distribution.
Yeah.
That's what it is. 100% with you, dude. 100%.
Social liberalism.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm leading to is people can already see the cracks in the Western Cape. So look, when you go, if you're not from the Western Cape, sorry, if you're not from the Western Cape or from Cape Town and you drive into Western Cape or Cape Town, you can see a difference. And you're like, wow, I want this. I need this. But then if you live there and you start paying all of these rates and taxes and you don't actually see the benefit in your community, and you're already used to not having potholes, you're already used to like street lights working and street markings, being marked, then you start like going, okay, but what has the DA done for me lately? And people are reaching that point, and eventually across the country, people are going to reach that point. So at the moment, the DA is on a high because they deliver services. But what people don't know is the Freedom Front Plus will deliver services as good as the DA, if not better. The PA, if they apply their minds, can do exactly the same. Any political party can, because it's not like the DA's got this secret sauce, The DA is just applying the legislation. That's all they are doing. So give them credit because they're doing it well, but don't put them on a pedestal thinking that they are the only people that can do it, because they can't. But to close it off, the point that I'm making is people are also slowly moving away from, hey, at least the DA gives us like service delivery. People are starting to move into their cultural aspects, and not only, whether you are Afrikaner or English, but also because of your ideology. So conservatism, I don't want every Saturday to go and then see people parade in the streets, I also want to use my car and just go to town and do what I need to do, so we are moving away from service delivery and from apartheid, and now we are starting to move to what speaks to you ideologically. Do you rather want to have a rave that's hosted by random people at a school ground, or do you want a family market at that school? So this is then when liberalism comes against conservatism, so we are moving towards that. So the argument, to conclude, is to the people that are going to vote in this upcoming election, if you don't vote, change that very quickly. You need to vote. You need to vote. People died for your right to vote. The least that you can do to pay respects to them is to go and vote. But secondly, when you go and vote, Don't just vote for a party because they deliver services. You need to start voting for what you believe in, your values and principles.
Yeah.
Do you, and I always do it with the 4 F's, right? Because people don't realize that they are conservative until I bring up these 4 things. If you believe in a deity, if you believe in a God, it doesn't have to be a Christian God. If you believe in a higher power, you are conservative because you adhere to rules that were put down by somebody that says this is how you should live your life. So that's faith. The family aspect is, do you believe in the nucleus family? Do you think that a child born needs a father and a mother, or a father and a father, or a mother and a mother? That's fine. But do you believe that the family unit is important for that child to get everything they need to be a functioning human being, right? That's the second F. So it's faith, it's family, and now it's the flag. Are you a proud South African? Not of your government, but are you proud of this country, the people here, and what the potential has, right? If your answer is yes, guess what? You're conservative. So those are the 3 Fs already. And then the last one is freedoms. Do you enjoy your freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of speech? If the answer is yes, then guess what? You're a conservative. So those 4 things, faith, family, flag, and your freedoms, are all conservative beliefs and values. If that is what you believe in, then vote for it. Because if you're not going to vote for it, you're not going to get it. You're going to get service delivery, but you're also going to get gender neutral bathrooms, and you're going to get your child be taught at the age of 5 or 6 what sex is, and you know that your pee could be a vagina. You know, like that type of thing.
This is where we're going, and then like the whole concept of like, but like 100%. The only thing I have to say is, bro, I completely agree with you. The weird part is that we've been voting for the DA, right? And what have they been campaigning on? We can do service delivery, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. That is just like we can do the bare minimum. We do the bare minimum. DA. I'm going like I kind of want a little bit more than just a fucking bare minimum. Like, we'll make the water come to your house. Like it's supposed to. What do you mean?
Imagine Toyota or Ford coming out and says, "Our latest Bucky
can start
and drive."
that is the DA, 100%, dude. That is what the DA is doing. It's like, well, our cars can move, like, as opposed to what, just being bricks. No, dude, I'm 100% with you. Completely agree. Renaldo, thank you so much, good sir. I really appreciate your time. You're an absolute OG. And guys, if you haven't, please, Renaldo, his deets are in the description below. Please go follow him if you haven't followed him. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. You're absolutely amazing. George, thank you so much for the super chat. I just want to read his comment quickly. Black middle class are apparently grown, so why hasn't there been a taxpayer base increase? Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a good point.
Black middle class has apparently grown, so why hasn't the taxpayer base increased? Well, you know, besides that, I mean, look, the black middle class, to be fair, I mean, they are bigger than the white population. And you can see by the way that advertisers started, I mean, you should know this. I mean, the way that advertisers started, remember, like 15 years ago, who were the people in the adverts? It were white people, right? Yeah. And there may be 1 or 2 black people. Now, if you turn on the TV, like it's almost like white people don't exist in this country, right? And they follow the money. So the money currently is with the black middle class. There's this thing they call it. What do they call it? Like in the nightlife industry, they call it the main market. Everybody calls it the main market because that is where the money is. You know
exactly.
So yeah, I mean. And also, like, the thing that nobody actually talks about is there is R1 billion industry. Sorry, there is R1 trillion. Which one is it now? I need to get my numbers right. There's R1 trillion industry in this country that not a single cent in taxes being paid towards.
Oh, yes. I know that one.
Which one is it?
That's the taxi industry.
No, that is the informal market, the spaza shop.
Yes, because it's cash only. That's literally cash only, bro.
Taxi industry is 100 billion rand, I believe.
Oh my god! And they deal in cash, and they deal in cash every day. Like I mean,
no tax.
No, I agree with you, bro.
Yeah.
Insane.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Dude, thank you. I really appreciate it. Just
Thanks for
hang for
having
2 seconds. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Ronaldo, you're amazing. Chat, you're amazing. Appreciate it. Everybody that watched, this is amazing. It's probably the most views we've ever had. Very, very Kev. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys.
Subscribe, everybody. Subscribe.
I'm still new to streaming. Got to subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys either Saturday morning at 10 o'clock or Monday night at 7:30. Cool. And see you guys later. Cheers.